All right, it's Friday, you guys. I know tomorrow's a little sketchy for the GNR show, but you know what? Nothing that ponchos and the right amount of liquor can't handle.
You made me laugh when you reminded me. Yes, we will be at Kauffman Stadium for this concert.
Yeah.
Yes, people will try to get to Arrowhead in the same parking lot the next day.
Oh, it's going to be a hoot.
I mean, it's a later game, but still a joy.
It's Gas was smart. He said he's not going to start the show for Sunday. 90 minutes between that and whatever time the game ends. So knowing he's a sports fan, that you don't compete against football. It's folly. It'll be a good show. It'll be a good one. I think that'll be a good game. The weather should be fine by then, right?
Yeah, it's taking a break actually because it'll start more overnight is when it is supposed to kick back in.
We'll check with Mr. Lysick. And we have 2 pairs of those GNR tickets for tomorrow night. I've got some tickets for Craig Gass. We'll wait till he pops into the studio this morning, and it's been a fun 5 days with Gass. It's nice catching up with him always.
The last time he was here was the first time for me to meet him, and I only grew to love him more this week, just on and off the air. Yeah. He's a great guy, on top of being incredibly stupid talented.
Yeah.
I won't tell him that.
No, he knows, though. He does.
Yeah.
He's aware.
People might mention that he's talented to him.
Well, not to mention he puts his own tickets on sale and they just sell out. That's how he does shows. For those of you who don't know, most of the time in this world, it's a big, ultra-involved business with agents and managers and bookers and all this and that and the other thing. Or Gas will just pick up the phone, find a venue, explain how this whole thing is going to work, how they're going to split the money, and then go to work selling his own tickets. And he does it also based on where he wants to be in the United States. Because there are concerts. This week he knew that he could come in and see Chappelle on Sunday. We could see Bert Kreischer. We could see Alice in Chains and Guns N' Roses. Nickelback was going to also be in town. It's just been one big shenanigan after another. And it works for him, too, because he doesn't drink. So he really can run those hours and do fine with it.
Even that, he still has managed to get up early and come in here. So he's doubled down. It's one thing to stay out, but that he comes in here and is like alert and on it the whole time he's here.
No,
he works harder than us.
I don't know, man. I got to tell you, you get the MVP for working hard on the show. I walk by, if people saw the amount of, you would irritate the
I about said the word. I about said F right off. Don't worry about me. Go about your business.
The amount of paper she goes through every day, the stories that she has been reading, the cut and paste, literally, there's got to be every single day 100 new pages of news in front of you every day that you print out. If I could get some of your blood and we could do a small transfusion of Greg, I feel like we could really hop up a notch with this whole thing, if you don't mind.
Nah.
Just a little bit. Although his BAC would skyrocket.
I believe he too is functioning, so our blood might be just fine. Celebrating birthdays this weekend, the great Ray Charles would have been 93. Slipknot's Sean Clown Crayon turns 54, and Joan Jett is 65.
It's the fact that I had a huge crush on Joan Jett when I was a kid. The Runaways were perfect for my teenage self. But in the end, it was all for naught. Till I found out later in life that Joan prefers the company of ladies. But truth be told, I'd probably still tuck it back and give it a shot. Happy birthday to Joan Jett. All joking aside, it's the fact that Joan Jett is one of the coolest chicks in rock and roll. And if you disagree with that fact, you are what they call wrong. And you should feel ashamed of yourself for your wrongness. You stupid wrong person.
And speaking of, look who's all grown up. Greg is celebrating his birthday this weekend.
Hey, this is Tracy Morgan. I'm a black dude. I want to say happy birthday to a white guy named Greg. I don't know who you are, but I've seen your pictures, and you look like all the ladies I like to hook up with. You got a sweet fat ass.
Hi. In news this morning, unpaid medical bills may soon be removed from your credit reports. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau said it expects to issue a proposed rule next year that would bar consumer credit companies from including medical debts on credit reports. The Bureau said under the new rule, debt collectors would no longer be able to use medical debt as the leverage to pressure consumers into paying questionable bills. I'm not laughing because this story is a joke. I just want to, I forgot to send this to you because it's been a crazy week in terms of medical bills. We had one come up at our house this week, and it is a dandy. You had asked about this surgery.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just going to show you because my husband got surgery July 25th for the Inspire implant because he has sleep apnea. Yeah. Did you proof that real quick? And I just looked at him. We had been in the kitchen together for about 5 minutes, and I go, no.
How can that be possible?
Nope.
How can that be possible?
It's not going to be possible.
How can that be possible?
I actually said the same thing because I go, no
You
bill
should say
I ever
this
received.
number. Say the number. Say the number.
The number, if you're
By the
wondering.
way, this is a surgery, in all honesty, is outpatient, and it literally is supposed to be $30,000. That's the number. That's what I've read on every internet website, on every single conceivable. I've looked it up. If you paid cash, it was a $30,000 to $35,000 tops, depending if you're in California or not. And what is the number on that?
The day of that appointment, by the way, I was gone from here because I took him at 6
Because you're not
a.m.
going to pay this. This is just absurd.
No.
Yeah, I know.
No one's going to pay this in this house.
Right.
6 a.m., I checked him in. We were gone right after noon. I took him home. So just to give you an idea, it was an outpatient that
6
day.
hours outpatient. What's the number?
$260,000, $410.90. $260,490. I said, F off. I was in the hospital for 7 days and nights.
Yeah. $260,000.
$260,000. No, we paid $3,000 that morning as like your copay checking in.
Of course.
Right. And I've had people email me and ask, and I told them, lay it all out. That was his part that he had to pay.
Because it's elective surgery for getting, with him, he can't, he needed it because of his sleep apnea.
Yeah.
But you can pick it as an elective. And if you do, it's supposed to cost $30,000.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed, if you had to pay, which is a lot of money, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a car.
Of course.
And, but 260, what kind of crazy scamboogery robbery, like.
He goes, that seems inflated. No S.
That's crazy.
She and I talked about this.
By 10 times.
Yes.
She and I talked about this last night because besides Whitney having the 2 children, we've never had a surgery like between us. And when she had her gallbladder out recently, so the hospital bills started coming, and then we pay what we pay, but then you see insurance and the hospital fighting over who's going to pay what. And her total, I think, was just under $100,000, like 78 to 80 grand, whatever.
Yeah. No, when I was in the hospital for 9 days, I don't know what the total bill was, but my insurance paid for a good part of it.
But we're getting the letters now of them fighting over like.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. There may be someone I know to help you with that.
Yeah,
I might know because they understand coding and billing, and she helped me.
But literally, I thought it would be like a formal letter, but there's like a letter from the insurance of the hospital that's like $7,000 for a lap sponge. Really? Like it says that within the letter.
No, I went through some of that myself where you just go, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
And then they were like, then ding my credit, which I was like, oh, no. Don't ding my credit.
What shall I do?
I figured my last name was enough. They were like, Caprovo.
I'm waiting on this to come in.
Yeah.
I was just dumbfounded. And they said, because Mike, I go, call them on your way out of town. The first thing when this his doctor's office opened on Thursday morning, somebody didn't file the paperwork right because they had told us twice they had to run it through to get the approval before we were even going to go any further. So I'm like, they said we were approved.
Let me just see it again because it makes me laugh. It's so serious.
Oh, yeah.
And because you do have to take things somewhat seriously, but if I were to open this up, depending on who you are as a human being, we received notification from your primary insurance carrier that your coordination of benefits is incorrect. At this time, we're unable to get your claim processed to receive payment for the service we were provided. This is an urgent matter due to your insurance denying the claim, resulting in a balance of $260,410.90 becoming your responsibility.
Nope.
You're like, but someone with less of a sense of humor might honestly drop dead on the spot. Might just go, and that's the end of it. Like,
I am never going to financially recover from this.
No one can pay that.
No
one should pay that. Don't pay that.
Just come and get what you think you can get.
Yeah, or go to someone else and see if they'll give it to you. Because it's not coming from this house. No.
I think part of me would be somewhat flattered. Where it's like, see, I look like I can.
You think I can do this?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can't.
did.
But thank you for seeing me as that.
Thank you for thinking I might have it in
I'm
me.
the first one in my family that someone thought they could get $260,000 out of.
No kidding.
I mean, like.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
That actually sounded more like me in my discussion with him after he called the office. I go, you've seen me fly off the handle. Like, you've seen crazy in my eyes. You've all seen, well, you haven't called yet, but you've seen crazy in my eyes.
Yeah.
That, jail.
Sure.
Somebody come bring me things occasionally, just jail.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
God bless, folks.
One time, I tell people about that at the bar. One time, I got a bill from somebody who thought I had $260,000. You want to buy me a drink? Like, I'd use that to pick up on girls. I'd leave that on a table, like maybe they'd see it and think, damn, he's got money.
Businesses think, I've got $260,000, like walking around money.
Just part of me would be like, dang, man.
Fox Corporation and Fox News chair Rupert Murdoch stepping down. The announcement was made yesterday. Murdoch announced he will become the chairman emeritus for both companies, effective in November. He said, quote, the time is right to take on different roles. He is 92. He also announced that his son will take over as the chair of Fox Corporation and Fox News. And let's see what else here. Oh, let's talk about things in your butt. Nearly 4,000 Americans visit the emergency room every year after getting a foreign object stuck in their rectums. A first-of-its-kind analysis estimated that 38,948 Americans aged 15 and up went to hospitals with the injury between 2012 and 2021, the equivalent of about 3,895 people a year. Men accounted for nearly 8 in 10 cases, with the most common group being males in their 20s and early 30s. Jumping down to what are they putting in their butt, Nick? Well, bottles, jars, or bottle lids were the most common non-sexual devices found.
Bottles? Yeah. Jars, I've seen jar squatter. Don't Google jar squatter unless that's your thing.
Bottle lids also.
Bottle lids? Like,
those
don't you feel like maybe they came off the bottle?
Right, like just happened to be like they wouldn't tighten on.
Hey, man, don't lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Yeah, so bottles, jars, bottle lids were the most common non-sexual device found stuck in people's rectums. They found accounting for 10% of cases. Also followed by drugs with 5% and a ball or a marble at 3%.
A
ball or a marble?
An 8-year-old? Like, I mean, a little kid will put stuff in their nose, right? They get a Lego in there. I tell you about the time my ex-girlfriend, she came over and she was disturbed and laughing at the same time. She had a friend who had a girl, like a little 3-year-old, and she kept complaining that her business hurt.
Yeah.
So her vagina didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And so they take her to the doctor, and for some reason, she had taken a piece of a hot dog she was eating and put it in her vagina. This little kid, and it didn't go well.
Oh my God. Bless her heart.
Yeah. You're like...
Sweetie.
Yeah. It's just,
of course, you're immediately scared to death of what's going on. Why?
Sure.
And then you're like, a hot dog.
Yeah. Well, and then I look at my ex and I go, is that what you people do? Like, is that the kind of...
Hot dog down the hallway didn't just come from nowhere.
I don't have kids and all, but that's what you do as a kid. Like,
let me continue since you're on that route, by the way. Drugs mentioned. Other objects spotted were described as writing implements, or 2.3%, which may include pens, markers, and crayons up asses. 20% of cases also involved miscellaneous objects. Details not given on what they were, but in previous cases they had noted light bulbs, which we've heard of, dumbbells, and even a World War I artillery shell. A dumbbell and a World War I artillery shell.
That's solid. I believe it was Abraham Lincoln who said, anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
In other news, the city of Blue Springs is joining other municipalities in suing Jackson County over this year's property assessments. The city council voted this week to move forward with legal action. Leaders say the assessments are unfair and complaints are still unresolved. Independents and Lee Summit have also filed lawsuits. Missouri State Auditor is investigating complaints against the country.
Good. Hopefully that the county, and hopefully they'll get something figured out.
Now, I told you about the Marines earlier in the week were asking for the public's help in finding the F-35B fighter jet that had gone down in South Carolina. Well, there's a man who actually noticed that this happened, heard the presumed F-35 jet crash outside his home when he was taking a shave and then some, and shared his firsthand account.
That may be the most polite Southern thing, being from the South in Memphis. What were you doing? And I was taking a shave.
Right, you don't hear that enough.
I changed it by 3 letters. Yeah. Yeah. And this F-35, because I remember when it went missing, I'm thinking, well, first of all, we live in a fairly populous country.
Yeah.
And that area's got quite a, it's not Nevada.
Right.
And I thought, first of all, if a plane took off and it's gone, it had to crash and exploded. So how did you miss this? And it wasn't, how many days before?
It was like a good couple, like probably 3, 4 maybe.
And thankfully, Mr. Randolph White, who might be the most exciting and fun sounding, like I wish he was my neighbor. Like Absolutely. I want to hang out and listen to stories and talk to people like this. I've always thought they were the absolute best. So then they've sent a news crew down to interview him about what had happened with that F-35 jet.
I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom. Then my whole house shook. Must what to the meteorite coming out of space or something? And I said, well, if the airplane, it needed to be reported. Look, the thing was flying just too low. So yesterday evening, I said, the helicopters, I was out there walking, and choppers keep flying around. I said, well, somebody must have robbed a bank or killed some people or whatever. So I walked up there. They told me it was about the plane. Just through the grace of God, nobody didn't get hurt. Because the church right up there, about a half mile. But it needs to be investigated, and the public need to know what really happened. It shouldn't be kept a secret what happened. Because, it could have been a major disaster.
Our next guest is a 72-year-old South Carolina man who has suddenly become an internet sensation after his television news interview describing the F-35 jet crash near his home went viral. Please welcome Mr. Randolph White.
Randolph, how are you this morning?
Pretty good. How are you doing this morning?
I'm well, man. Thank you. My name is Johnny Dare. Thank you for doing our radio show. You are a witness to an incredible moment in aviation. That jet crashed just over your house, and how far away from your house?
Probably pretty close. Probably a little less than 2 miles, probably.
Wow. So you were in the bathroom taking a shave, and what happened?
Well, I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard the sound. It's a screeching, high pitch sound came out, by my house, and my house vibrated and shook, and I live in a pretty sturdy brick house, and
Sure.
That never happened before.
Yeah. So you think a missile, something terrible's happened? Because, anytime there's a certain sound that comes with a jet, especially if it just barely misses your house.
Well, really, sometimes, in this area where I live at, the planes do their little practice run and do the little aerobatic stuff.
Yes.
But this here was different.
Mm-hmm.
This here was so close. And, at first I said, my goodness, it might have been something fell out of space.
Right.
A meteorite or something.
Right.
And then I heard this, it happened so fast that I'll tell you, man, it was frightening.
Yeah. And you're just at home hanging because you're retired now, right? 39 years you worked in a paper mill?
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah, nice. And married?
Yeah. I mean, my wife been together, 43 years.
Ooh, congratulations. So you, by the way, was she home?
No. She wasn't home.
And when you told her, did she think you were drinking?
No, she know better than that. I hadn't had a drink now. I'm recovered alcoholic. I hadn't had a drink now in 34 years.
Good for you. What are you doing with all your days then? What are you doing?
I do. Well, I read a lot, and I look, and I do a lot of exercise. I usually, if I'm at home, I might go out and walk. I got a chain link fence around my house and everything. I may walk around there for about an hour. I either go out to the gym, get on the treadmill, and I'll stay out there for maybe an hour and a half.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So did you find the jet yourself? Did you go out and look for it?
No, I sure didn't.
Because I would have
So
been.
I didn't look for it.
I'd be. Would you tell?
But it was like I didn't know what was going on until the next day. Because I had a relative, a cousin at my house cutting my grass and everything, and him and his brother was cutting my grass, and I said, kept on the helicopter flying around. I said, what's something's going on. Like I said, I thought somebody must have robbed the bank or the mass murder or whatever done happened.
Right.
But when I looked out, and I said, well, if somebody committed a crime, they are not searching the cars at the intersection. I live at the intersection. I don't see them looking at the car. I said,
sure,
there must be something else going on. So I walked out there and asked them, and they told me it was a missing plane. I said, how can you miss a plane?
Randolph, that's the same question I had. I was like, how can you miss a plane? Right?
They were searching for a plane. I said to myself, how can you miss a plane?
Yes, who's supposed to be in charge of watching airplanes? That's what I want to know. And at 72, you've seen a lot in this world. You're 72 years old. And would you say that's the craziest thing you've ever seen, or no?
Well, if it's not, it's up there in the top 10. I'll tell you that. And then a couple of hours later, they said really, it's about 30 minutes later, they said they think they see some debris, and they think they
some smoke,
with the plane,
some fire, something, yeah,
crash.
Yeah.
And then the news media started coming up from who knows where, and all this. And that's probably how you get some of them interviewed the next day, I guess.
Yeah, and then your interview has been very popular. How many calls do you think you've had now?
Too many.
You're a nice man. You really are. At 72, you deserve a little peace. You get to take it easy today. Go fishing. Go do something fun.
Yeah. That's what I do. Look, I'm basically a home person. My family, they do a lot of traveling. They be all over the world. All over the world.
What are they? What are they doing all over the world? They're just vacationing, or do they have a job?
Well, my children. I have my youngest daughter. Well, she have two little small business over the internet, and she wants to travel all across the world. She might be in Aruba for about 6 months, and right now I think she's working out of Dubai.
Wow.
In the Middle East.
Wow. Does she take you places? Do you get to go?
Well, yeah, I could go, but I'm not a fan of too much of traveling. Now my wife go. My wife went, a couple of weeks ago, she just got back from Dubai, and she was over there with my daughter and my daughter's daughter, my granddaughter, for about 5 or 6 weeks.
You got to go somewhere. You should go. Go travel a little bit.
Well, they like I said, they travel. My son, they just got back from a Norwegian tour or whatever, their vacation. They've been over Denmark, Norway, Sweden, all kind of countries.
I would like to be adopted by your family.
They travel, and my oldest daughter, she's a big time investor in Wall Street, and she be all over the world. Well, she just got back from somebody in Chicago the other night, whatever. But
what great kids you have. Have you lived in that area all your life?
Well, yeah, mostly.
And
my kids. I mean, they're smart kids. They went to the best colleges.
And by the way, let me ask you this, and it's personal, but I'm interested. So your kids went to the best colleges. They've all gone on to be such successes, and you did it. You worked 39 years at a paper mill, and you provided them that life.
Yeah, well, I helped. Yeah. They all. My daughter got her master's degree in business. What a school? Dartmouth up there in Hanover, New Hampshire. So that one, the Ivy school she went to, and all of them had 4 scholarships. It didn't really. I probably sent my daughters some spending money, but they had stipend money from the schools they went to. North Carolina A&T, Davidson, Dartmouth.
That's amazing. That's amazing to me. I mean, think about it, Randolph. I mean, listen, I come from a family of 4 kids, my mom and dad, and I got to tell you, I don't think we were as smart as your kids. And you, what an amazing family you have. What's the secret? How do you make that happen like that?
Well, I don't know. My oldest, I had a son before I got married, and he's the oldest. Now, he went to Michigan State. You know, he's a double major in computer and whatever. And, you know, he went in service, and now I think he's been in Afghanistan or whatever. Now he's a recruiter out there in Los Angeles, California. But he lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, but he goes to commute to Los Angeles, California. He's an Army, or I guess an Air Force recruiter, whatever.
Yeah, but Randolph, tell me this: when they're kids, because you know I remember all the things my father told me that were very important. Like how do you get your kids right like that in this day? You know, I look around and I think, man, you know, you remind me of so many people in my family and people I knew growing up. But how do you get their heads right? Like what's the secret?
Well, I think where people are missing the point at you have to start early. You know. I was blessed enough to have a job paying enough money, and my wife stayed at home for about 12 years with kids, you know, and she just didn't stay at home and look at soap operas. She taught our kids, and see, when my kids went to the regular school at 6 years old,
right,
they could have started at the 2nd or 3rd grade, but I tell them no, let them be in the grade they're supposed to be, because they already know the alphabet, numbers, colors, and all that stuff before, you know. They were 3 or 4 years old. They knew all that already.
Right. So
but see, the key is, first thing, you know, you have to show interest in the kids.
Right.
If you show interest in the kids will try to please you.
Right.
And you know, plus you got to be disciplined. That's number one. Now you can't have children undisciplined.
That's right.
And they got to respect themselves. I told my kids, look, you respect yourself. Respect other people. Get all the education you can get and get a job and work hard, and you will be successful. As you might not become a millionaire, but you will be able to handle any problem the world throws at you. And that's what they've been doing. And, you know,
I got to ask you.
Hadn't had any problem with my children. I mean, it's marvelous.
It is.
Had 4 kids, all of them good college degrees, good schools. And they're doing well.
Have you considered running for president of the United States, Randolph?
Please.
No.
Please.
I haven't.
I beg you. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
No, I haven't. Look, the world has changed a lot since I was, you know, I came up basically in the 60s. But I think we're going in the wrong direction.
I'd say you're right.
You know,
I'd say you have looked at that situation and you have correctly identified this situation, sir. We are going in the wrong direction, and I do think we need. I'm telling you, I meet a man like you, Randolph, and it reminds me of my great uncles and the people I was lucky enough to know growing up. And I wish the world had a lot more. And I'm glad that you did bring 4 more good human beings into this world. So, you know, eventually we'll have to outnumber the bad ones, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope so.
All
right. I hope you have a great day.
All this stuff starts from home.
Yes, sir.
See,
yes.
we missing the point. All this stuff. You look at the news or whatever, and all the murders and this and that. It starts from home.
Yes, sir.
Some people say, well, the education system. No, I went to school. We didn't have a police on the campus.
That's right.
Didn't need any.
It starts at home.
You know, the
You're
teacher
right.
took care of it. The principal took care of it. Now, the children, you can't discipline your own children in your own house.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh, yes.
And that's where it starts at. You know, you got too many one-parent homes.
That's right.
You need a man and a woman to bring up children. One parent is good, but it's not good enough. It won't do the job.
No,
all you have is a bunch of ill-mannered children.
That's right.
And they either could be in the graveyard too soon or they either could be in jail.
Again, I'd vote for you in a second. I'd vote for you in a second, Randolph. I think you walk the walk and you talk the talk. And I know that you have other interviews. Otherwise, I would honestly Mr. White, I would have you on all day because I think you're fantastic and I kind of love you. You, man, it sure has been good talking to you this morning, and I really appreciate your time, my friend.
Well, hey, thank you for calling.
Thanks, sir.
Really
Yes, sir.
appreciate being on the show.
Thank you, sir. Hold on 1 second, please. Hold on. Hopefully we didn't go too far over. And for those of you, by the way, who may have gotten offended by him saying a man and a woman, it's just the way what he meant is two parents.
Yeah.
And you know what? To all you single parents, I know you know it's too hard on your own. Mm-hmm. It is hard on your own, and it's a lot easier if you got two people beating them down.
Mm-hmm. Pick a better partner.
Listen, that's it, man. But tell me, he is not. You wouldn't vote for him for and
today.
All of the rhetoric, the new speak, the new way, the new culture, the new everything that we're supposed to memorize and work within these silly ass parameters falls away when you go, what's the secret to raising up better kids? Pay attention to them. Mm-hmm. Make sure they don't F up. Mm-hmm. Tell them when they're good. They want to please. Yeah. They want to please you because you've given them love.
Teach them right and wrong.
It's like you don't actually need a goddamn genius to figure the whole thing out, man.